Mr. Vice President, we've got to leave now. Before I could reply, he moved behind my desk, put one hand on my belt and another on my shoulder, and propelled me out of my office. He rushed me through narrow West Wing hallways and down a stairway toward the POC, the Presidential Emergency Operations Center, located underneath the White House. Being evacuated from my office in the West Wing by Secret Service Agent Jim Scott, September 11, 2001, official White House photo, David Borer. We stopped at the bottom of the stairs in a tunnel outside the POC. I watched as Secret Service agents positioned themselves at the top, middle, and bottom of the staircase, creating layers of defense in case the White House itself should be invaded. Agent Scott handed out additional firearms, flashlights, and gas masks. He'd evacuated me from my office, he said, because he'd gotten word over his radio that an inbound, unidentified aircraft was headed for Crown, code name for the White House. Within moments another report came in. "Sir," Scott said, "the plane headed for us just hit the Pentagon." Now I knew for certain that Washington as well as New York was under attack, and that meant that President Bush, who had been at an elementary school in Florida, had to stay away. I turned to one of the agents in the tunnel. "Get me the president." He picked up the handset of a phone on the wall to patch through a call. This was the second call I had made to President Bush since hijacked airliners flew into the World Trade Towers, and he'd been trying to reach me as well. A communications glitch had cut us off earlier, and as I waited to talk to him now, I watched images of the burning towers on an old television set that had been set up in the tunnel. When the president came on the line, I told him that the Pentagon had been hit and urged him to stay away from Washington. The city was under attack, and the White House was a target. I understood that he didn't want to appear to be on the run, but he shouldn't be here until we knew more about what was going on. My wife, Lynn, had been in downtown D.C. when the planes hit, and her Secret Service detail brought her to the White House. She arrived in the tunnel shortly before 10 a.m., and when I finished talking to the president, she went with me into the POC. I took a seat at the large conference table that occupied most of the wood-paneled room.